Find an unusual footprint. The shape and size do not look human. Slick and his team are convinced that it was made by a Yeti. That is quite important. But Slick is not satisfied. While the footprint is an intriguing find, it does not conclusively prove the Yeti's existence. Determined to find irrefutable scientific evidence, the Slick expedition continues on. And 2 years later, down in a valley, the team spots a curious form. The creature has brown fur and ape-like features, but stands on 2 legs. They watch it from a distance, stunned by what they're witnessing. Could this be the elusive beast they've been searching for? The legendary Yeti? For hundreds of years, people have been fascinated by a mysterious ape-like animal said to roam the Himalayas, the Yeti. But does this creature really exist? An explorer named Tom Slick is determined to find out what he discovers could shape the world of science. 1959, the fall. Tom Slick's team has stumbled upon a mysterious creature in the forest.
Right at dusk, they saw this little Yeti.
But before they can get a closer look, the creature flees. So the team moves in to examine what, if anything, it has left behind.
The important thing that they gathered was
The material is collected and preserved for scientific examination.
This material is very exciting because it was the first collected by Western science.
Could this fecal sample, now stored at the International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, Maine, offer proof that the Slick expedition actually encountered a Yeti? In search of a definitive answer, the specimen is sent to a lab in France.
When it was tested by the French laboratories in the 1950s, it was found to contain an egg of a parasite.
The parasite is called a whipworm and is associated with a wide variety of mammals. And every mammal afflicted with the whipworm has its own distinct classification of the parasite. But according to Coleman, the type of
Problema na
whipworm
si
found
Bea
in the
kasi
Slick
di na
sample
bumalik siya.
has never been seen
Carrie,
before.
may utang ka daw.
If the whipworm found in this fecal sample is unknown to science, does it mean that the animal it came from is also an unknown creature? And could that mysterious creature be a Yeti?
It doesn't prove Yeti exists, but it's a piece of evidence.
While scientists have not classified the animal this sample came from, Yeti sightings continue to occur. And this specimen, on display at the International Museum of Cryptozoology, remains the best piece of evidence that on the Himalayan mountainsides, there may be a creature called Yeti.
Kasi graduate ka.
Copy of his memoirs.
Ay, kung ako, di na siguro babayaran yan. May utang pa na kay Tini.
Boston, Massachusetts is home to a grand and stately institution that pays tribute to the city's revolutionary roots, the Boston Athenaeum. A world-class collection of art, sculptures, and lithographs is on full display. But one artifact is locked deep within the archives. Though the book doesn't seem out of the ordinary, it is in fact made from the most unusual material, human skin. So who made this disturbing body, and why? 1833.
Ano talaga
Boston
yung
is a
supply?
thriving port.
Hey, now!
For criminals. One of the city's most prolific is Genius Allen, who also goes by the alias George, has gained a notorious reputation for robbing Boston's wealthy elite.
James Allen was definitely becoming known as someone who would steal from both
Alam na yung supply na sila
and
magkasama.
those in their stores. He had a reputation. If you had a crime, you might think of, oh, maybe it was James Allen who did it.
Ano kaya mangyayari kay Floyd? Wala siyang kwenta.
Allen's trademark crime is also his most basic. Holding people up at gunpoint. And he has his sights set on one particularly wealthy local businessman.
There was a man that he was watching named John Fenno, who had what seemed like a fat wallet. He asked around to find out where he lived.
So one day, Allen waits patiently on a rural road in Chelsea. When he sees Fenno and his business partner approach, he makes his move.
All of a sudden, James Allen leapt out and aimed his pistol at them and said, "Your money or your life."
Fenno's terrified companion flees in panic. But then, things take a sudden and unexpected turn.
Instead of handing over his wallet, Fenno leapt on James Allen. James realized he had to use his gun.
Fenno falls to the ground, and Allen makes his getaway. But moments later, Fenno is shocked to discover that miraculously, the bullet ricocheted off his suspender buckle. The businessman goes to the police. His description of the man who nearly killed him leads them directly to James Allen.
Once they knew his name, they knew where he lived. They went and arrested him.
Allen is tried and sentenced to 20 years in prison for the attempted robbery of John Fenno.
No.
Sinahan mo yung ano.
Languishing in prison, Allen contracts tuberculosis, and his health rapidly deteriorates. As he contemplates his imminent death, he becomes obsessed with the man who thwarted his life of crime.
He said he wanted to meet the man
Place.
who stood up.
Manhattan.
He was sorry for attacking Fenno with a gun.
Sensing an opportunity to reform his attacker, Fenno accepts the invitation. The meeting has a huge impact on the ailing thief,
Wala
prompting
akong
it to
check-in
write
sa
a
kanya.
memoir of his life.
Same place meron
Perhaps he saw
nagtitiktim.
it as a
Basta
cautionary
pioneer,
tale
nililisip
for
lang.
other young people who
Same
might
place lang.
get into crime.
At pioneer. Pioneer din.
Soon after composing his
Saka
memoirs,
Pilumel, wala naman.
James Allen succumbs to tuberculosis
Wala naman.
and dies at the age of 28.
Ikaw lang.
But the tale of one of Boston's most infamous criminals has one final shocking twist.
Ang kulit talaga ni Floyd kagabi.
It's the
Nakatulog ako. Tawag
mid-1800s
ako.
in Boston, Massachusetts. Less than 4 years into a sentence for robbery of a man named John
Hindi
Fenno,
ako makalabas.
infamous criminal James Allen dies in prison. But prior to his death, Allen composed his memoirs, leaving a legacy that will extend far beyond mere words on a page. In July, as he lies on his deathbed, James Allen makes one final request to the prison warden that he hopes will secure his place in history.
There's a copy of his memoirs, Mr. Fenno, and it was to be particularly bound.
And the warden obliges. Upon his death, James Allen's body is taken to Massachusetts General Hospital. There, a doctor removes skin from the
Yung
deceased
actress,
highwayman's
alas
body.
3, alas 2.
It's used to ensure that the story of
alas 3
Allen's
lang,
criminal
Robert.
exploits will be remembered, unlike any
Ha?
other.
That scene was then
Okay,
taken
Manhattan lang.
and used by local bookbinder.
Yung alas 3 po,
When his work is
Manhattan lang.
complete, the bookbinder delivers a copy of the memoir to John Fenno,
Okay.
courtesy of James Allen, aka George Walton.
Yun lang.
When Fenno reads
Ay,
the
dalawa na,
phrase
alas
on the
3
cover,
po. So,
he
sa
is
akin na lang,
shocked
alas
by
3
the
na lang.
grim
Kasi
nature
alas
of the
2
gift
sa
he has received.
Latin on the front board, Hic Liber Voltamus
Ang sabay.
Tecum Aptus Est, really translates
Alas 3 na lang.
this book is bound in the skin of Walton.
Ay, ko.
For years, the gruesome relic remains in the Fenno family library until it is donated to the Boston Athenaeum in 1905. Today, this macabre reminder of the life of one of the city's most notorious criminals remains
Si Mace,
locked
ano yung
inside
kanya
the
kay
Athenaeum's
Mace?
archives, waiting for curious visitors to discover its shocking secret for themselves.
Si Jen. Si Jen, lagi na inaano yung ano niya eh.
A daring
Ilong
plot
niya eh.
to steal treasures that are out of this world.
these kids had stolen moon rocks with over $32 million.
So will these cosmic
Parang
criminals
parang
get away with it?
si Jet parang Deadpool.
July 2002, Johnson Space Center, Houston, Texas. 25-year-old Tad Roberts is on his way to work to begin his third internship at NASA.
He had a desire to be an astronaut, and people around him said that he was a go-getter and seemed to have the quote-unquote right stuff to be able to do that.
But there is a dark, secret side to Tad's life. He is a risk taker
Zoe,
who
di
wants
ba
to do
kayo
something
na
no
kaya?
one thinks is possible. Something he can brag about. Like stealing some of the rarest items
O
on
dating mo
Earth.
ba doon? Tapos na sila?
Roberts got it in his head, what if he could get a hold of some moon rocks? Could he sell them?
But the moon rocks are held in ultra-protected vaults. So how will he get to them? While Roberts tries to figure out a way to get past NASA's rigid security, he discovers that a NASA scientist named Everett Gibson might provide a simpler road to